What's up everyone and welcome back to the AG Chelsea TV. Today let's get started with Chelsea Chiefs made Pochettino decision. A sixth successive domestic cup defeat for the Blues, albeit spread beyond the Argentines' tenure at Stamford Bridge. Perhaps most concerning of all is the possibility that Chelsea's hopes of securing some form of European football next term may rest, more or less, on how they fare in the FA Cup. There is, of course, still the prospect of achieving qualification by climbing the ladder in the Premier League table. A draw against Brentford, however, now leaves the Londoners 6 points shy of West Ham in the Europa Conference spot. Higher up in the table, Manchester United have an 8-point buffer in 6th. Chelsea's hierarchy is also aware of mitigating factors behind the club's variable form. This includes the myriad injuries that have afflicted Pochettino's squad, not to mention the lack of a quality striker. That said, the expectation was that some serious improvement in performances would be seen in the period between December and February. Regardless, the aforementioned factors mean that decision-makers at Stamford Bridge have yet to begin concrete talks with alternative managerial candidates. The hope is that there will be some serious improvement witnessed in the remainder of the 2023-24 campaign. In the meantime, the Blues are understood to be monitoring coaches across Europe. One name they are thought to appreciate is that of Inter Milan's 47-year-old manager Simone Inzaghi. If Pochettino can secure European qualification for the next campaign, however, his seat at the table will be safe. Chelsea rejects any approaches for Colwill. After shining for Brighton Hove Albion during the 2022-23 season, helping the Seagulls qualify for the Europa League for the first time in their history, Colwill was integrated into Mauricio Pochettino's first-team squad. In order to fend off advances from rival clubs, the Chelsea hierarchy sanctioned a new 6-year deal for the highly rated Englishman, whose current terms run until 2029, with the option of a further year. Colwill has nailed down a regular starting position in Pochettino's team this season, making 32 appearances in all competitions, including 20 Premier League starts, and contributing 1 goal and 1 assist. The 20-year-old has also worn the captain's armband on 2 occasions for the Blues. And after recovering from a hamstring problem, he has reverted to his preferred central role thanks to Ben Chilwell's return from injury. Colwill would be forced to cover for Chilwell and Marc Cucurella at left back earlier in the campaign, a position he was not completely comfortable in, and Chelsea still cannot escape mid-table obscurity as they languish in 11th place in the rankings. The Blues' collective struggles this term have led to suggestions that rival parties could try to tempt the one-cap England international away from Stamford Bridge, with Liverpool and PSG prepared to battle one another for his signature. However, the Evening Standard states that Chelsea will reject any approaches for Colwill in the summer transfer window, and the 2003-born centre-back also remains content in West London despite the Blues' predicament. All of Liverpool, Manchester City and former loan club Brighton were apparently in the mix to sign Colwill last summer before he penned his long-term extension, and PSG sporting director Luis Campos is now pushing for the Ligue 1 champions to bring him to French capital. How Malo Gusto shines v Brentford. Saturday may have been another underwhelming day for Chelsea and Blues fans, but there are certainly some positives to take from the draw at Brentford. One of these was Malo Gusto's performance. The 20-year-old Chelsea fullback showed once again that he's one of the best young players in the Premier League. Gusto has been so good that Reece James will have a battle on his hands trying to dislodge the youngster from the starting 11. In Chelsea's draw with Brentford, the Frenchman linked up play superbly, regularly finding his teammates with some great passes. Gusto also made some superb runs that gave Nathan Collins all sorts of problems, and weighed in with the cross that Nicholas Jackson converted to open the scoring. Football.London gave the right-back a 7 out of 10 and wrote, "A slightly different role for Gusto today, a bit higher up the pitch, a sensational cross to find Jackson for his goal. Wherever he plays, this kid looks amazing." Goal.com also went with 7 out of 10, writing, "Superb cross for Jackson to score. Continually found his teammates with superb deliveries. Comfortably Chelsea's best player." Gusto's stats on the day are impressive too. As per SofaScore, he took 93 touches of the ball, made 3 key passes and 3 tackles, and won 6 of his 9 ground duels. Chelsea signed Gusto for a reported £26.3 million just over a year ago. He's certainly one of the best signings the Blues have made in recent years. Alongside the likes of Cole Palmer and Axel Disasi, at just 20 years of age, he has a huge career ahead of him, and it'll be exciting to see how he continues to develop at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, among clubs interested in Gent's Archie Brown. Chelsea are among the clubs running the rule over Gent left-back Archie Brown. According to a report, the Birmingham-born 21-year-old plied his trade in the youth system of Derby County, but he failed to make a single senior appearance for the Rams and joined Swiss outfit Lausanne Sport on a free transfer in 2021. Brown's debut season in Switzerland was a forgettable one, but after directly contributing to 9 goals in the 2022-23 Challenge League, he earned a £3.4 million move to Belgian side Gent last summer. The defender's stock has continued to rise since his latest transfer, as he has provided 2 assists in 19 Jupiler Pro League games this season and started 5 of their Europa Conference League matches. As Gent lost to Maccabi Haifa in the knockout round playoffs, a physically imposing defender at nearly 6 feet 3 inches tall, Brown has also been used in a central defensive role for Gent, as well as his favoured position on the left, either in a fullback or wingback role. Brown, who is eligible to represent Jamaica at senior level, is not due to become a free agent until 2027, but Gent are apparently braced to receive numerous offers once the season is over. According to the Evening Standard, Chelsea are one of the teams hoping to strike a deal for the left-back, but the Blues are facing intense competition both from the UK and abroad. West Ham United, Juventus, Nice, Lyon and AC Milan are also rumoured to be keeping tabs on Brown, who could supposedly be available for a modest £15 million ahead of the 2024-25 campaign. Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino has settled on Ben Chilwell as his first-choice left-back in recent weeks, but the former Leicester City man has been consistently plagued by injuries since joining the Blues. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.